All right, so we're back here on another Couch Coach Live. We're here on a special night, on a Wednesday night. We're here. We got our special guest in the building, our guy Zach. Once again, I know a familiar face here on Couch Coach Live. Our guy Zach from the Blue Bloods. What's going on, Zach?
Man, I just appreciate you having me, man. Listen, I throw it all the way back to what, like 2 years ago, man, was the first
Yeah,
time we got together, man. So
yeah.
I appreciate you having me back, man. I got a special place in my heart on this show, man. So definitely appreciate you having me.
Always, we get you for the previews, and then we're gonna definitely do the reviews. Definitely get that going in January or so. We're gonna definitely do those, you know. But yep. And what's
Okay.
going on? Yeah, what's going on, Maui?
I mean, same old man. Working and then the subjects today. I was like, man, I hadn't paid one attention, and then I'm starting to put the show together. I'm like, oh my goodness, look at all this. I can't wait to watch
Yeah,
these games this weekend. I'm like,
yeah,
what's going on? I said, my algorithm has changed on my YouTube, so I'm definitely going to be, you know what I
yeah,
mean, staying up on
yeah.
things.
Championship Saturday is major this year. It's definitely going to be some interesting games that's going to
Right.
take place this week and really help shape the college football playoff landscape. So
Hmm.
we had our penultimate playoff rankings yesterday, which hence the reason why we did it today, essentially, so we can kind of do talk about this a little bit more in depth. So we had Georgia's number one,
Hmm.
Michigan, Hail Victors number two. I know a lot of people in our common circle isn't happy about that, but Alabama at three, and then Cincinnati at four. The two out at this point is going to be Oklahoma State, and then Notre Dame, and then seventh is going to be the Ohio State Buckeyes. Zach, your thoughts on this penultimate college football playoff ranking?
Yeah, I mean, for me, man, like I didn't have any problem with it, I would say. I mean, when you look at Michigan being above Alabama, is because they have a better overall win. They've beaten they beat Ohio State. Their only loss was to Michigan State, who's a solid team, man. And they have wins over all the other big schools that they faced. And when you look at Alabama's resume, who have they beaten really that's that impressive? Florida hasn't turned out to be very good. Mississippi State, I mean, maybe Auburn was with a backup quarterback and didn't play very. It hasn't played very well all year. Arkansas is really the only top team that they've beaten this year. Their only top 25 team, I'm pretty sure, that Alabama's beaten. So I have no problem with Michigan being ahead of Alabama in these rankings. I think Georgia's number one by a million miles, man. I mean, there's an argument, and I know people are going to hate this. There's an argument to be made that if Georgia loses a close game, I think they should be number one next week. Really and truly. I mean,
Really?
everyone else got away with the loss, and you're going to tell me,
Right.
let's say they lose to Bama by 3. Are you telling me Georgia's not a better team than Michigan? I don't think you can tell me that. So for
Right.
me, I mean, Georgia, I think, is in regardless. Michigan's going to have a tough Iowa matchup this weekend. The Iowa Hawkeyes, man, play everybody close. So it's going to be a tough matchup. And then I think the X factor is going to be is if Oklahoma State wins, they're in. But if they lose, does a one-loss Notre Dame, a two-loss Ohio State, or a two-loss Bama get in? That's going to be the real big conversation there. Or even does a two-loss Baylor, who just won the Big 12 title, jump all the way from 9 into the playoff discussion? There's going to be a lot to sort out for the playoff committee. But overall, I didn't have any problem with the rankings this weekend at all.
Yeah. Any thoughts on the playoff rankings, Maui?
For me, man, I'm just a lot of different names, new names in this situation. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it seemed like it's bringing some excitement. It's like it's almost like this playoff situation is starting to become what they thought it was going to be. You know what I mean? I know I had some family members that was upset about Ohio State, but I have some family members who really showed their true color. They're extremely happy Michigan won. Um, I'm really happy. I think for the people who put this whole thing together, the Georgia Alabama game, um, I think that's going to be important because they seem like those are the teams that it's always been there, and it's just seems like it's a lot of new faces that's coming up. So I'm a little excited. It looks like it's a lot of in all the sports. There's a lot of new names that's becoming dominant. So I'm really happy to what I see.
Yep. And I'm excited that there will be no pizza party in Clemson, South Carolina on Sunday morning. I'm sorry to say that out loud, but you know,
You know them the homeboys, man. You wrong for that, man.
hey, they ACC, they,
Oh,
you
man.
know,
Yeah.
hey, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, like you said, Zach, I really don't have a problem with it. Just it's fair at this point. And
Right.
the beauty thing about the rankings, I don't really get too caught up in the rankings per se, because we all know everything plays out naturally. Because I know,
Right.
obviously, within our circle, there's always every Tuesday night, there's this happened. It's gonna play out. Everything gonna play out. I like these rankings. They're just good barometers at this particular point. And what's gonna end up happening? The games gonna be played on Saturday, and and officially we'll it'll be official on Sunday afternoon as far as that's concerned. But yeah, so and initially the thought was, okay, well, we're gonna get ready for actually some games, some previews for some games. But my goodness, man, we have literally a coaching carousel, no pun intended, of blue bloods. We have coaching carousel in blue blood schools. So first domino to drop was Lincoln Riley to USC. Thoughts on that, Zach, on Lincoln Riley going to USC?
I mean, I think it's a smart move. I understand the narrative of it looks like he's running from the SEC, but the way I explained it on my show, at least, I don't think he was running from the SEC. I thought he made a smart business decision, and by business decision, I mean life decision too. Because when you look at it, um, like, and I use the analogy, it's probably a horrible analogy, but like if you're in an alley, walking down a dark alley, and there's a dude, and there's two dudes that want to fight you. One's a bodybuilder, and one's like let's just say like a 20-year-old that you're way bigger than. You're gonna go the easier route, right? Always, you're not gonna go fight the bodybuilder. Why would you want to go to the SEC West and have to compete with Nick Saban every year? Why would you want to go to the SEC and have to compete with Kirby Smart and now Brian Kelly and Jimbo Fisher? Like, the odds of you getting to the playoffs are so reduced, even if you recruit the top level talent. I mean, there's teams this year that finished fourth in the SEC that land 5-stars all the time. I mean, LSU finished last in the SEC West this year, and they were 2 years removed from a national championship. So you can't tell me that team doesn't have talent. But you had the option of going to live in Southern California, get what? I mean, his contract's up over $100 million. They bought both of his houses in Norman for $500,000 above asking price, gave him a private jet, and bought him like a $100,000 home in Southern California. Are y'all turning that down? I don't think anybody here would, in their right mind, would say they would turn that down to go to Southern California and move out of Oklahoma. Taking that 100%. And on top of that, you go to the Pac-12 where your biggest competition is going to be Oregon every year. But outside of Oregon, it's pretty wide open. I mean, Utah is going to be good every 2-3 years under Whittingham like they are this year. Arizona State will pop up, and Washington might pop up every once in a while. But odds are every single year you're going to have a chance to make the college football playoff for at least a Pac-12 title game. In the SEC, that's not a given. So I don't like the idea that he ran. I mean, he's a competitor. I think he would have done it if Oklahoma would have offered him enough to stay. But why would you make a dumb business decision and potentially go be the fourth or fifth best coach in the SEC when you go be the best coach in the Pac-12? So I think it was a good move. And also, you look at this 2023 class at Oklahoma. It was number 1 in the country. They had 3 of their top 4 recruits play Southern California high school football, and 2 of them were teammates at a school that's 40 minutes south of USC. So he's already recruiting California. So for me, it made complete sense, and he's recruited the West Coast well. Overall, I think it was a genius move by Riley and an even better hire by USC.
Right.
Your thoughts, Mel?
From what I've seen today, they were saying it was one of the best moves for him because USC needed someone. And like you said, I didn't even know that, but they said he's already recruiting on the West Coast. They said, I remember a few years ago, they were talking to Snoop about the issues with USC. And he was saying, we need to get some coaches in there. And they were saying that's part of the issue where a lot of the players don't even want to go there. But by having this gentleman go there, he's already has a reputation. From what I heard today, they said he might have a chance to win 2 national titles with in the next 5 years. You know what I mean? Because people are going to want to come play there for him. So, man, I think it's I didn't know all the information you said. Why not move there? You know what I mean? And it is USC. It is Southern Cal. You know, so why not? You know what I mean? And shout out to him.
Yeah.
I think it's a good
And,
move.
and I mean, and the 5-star quarterback's the number 1 quarterback in the 2023 class, already decommitted from Oklahoma and committed to USC.
Right.
So in less than 24 hours, he landed you arguably the highest ranked prospect you've ever landed already.
Right.
And so it would make, and everyone who's mad about it, and I don't understand where all the hate comes from. The idea that, like, oh my God, he's running from the SEC. Like, man, it just sounds like a bunch of fans who are mad that now USC has a good coach and now they're going to have to contend with a good USC team. And remember what happened last time USC had a good team? Nobody wanted any smoke with them in the postseason and or the regular season.
It sounded like they're going to be dominant too, because they said that one of the reasons he can go there too is like he's going to be the recruit better. You know what I mean? Shout out to him, man.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Great move by him. And that's the thing with the beauty about all this is I think I love the move because it's forward thinking. And normally, generally, and it's to keep it a buck, 38-year-old men don't really think sometimes forward. This is a forward move for him. I think he realized, like you said, Zach, where the whole situation being in the SEC, even in the 12-team playoff, they probably more likely wouldn't even make it. USC, like you said, you have those small, you have some of the schools and they usually beat each other out. You look at with the Pac-12 at this point, and you can become dominant. And then huge shout out to the AD Mike Bond, where he moved in silence. That was shocking that he did that. And that was smart because he understands all these Southern California kids will look at Bryce Young in Alabama. You got a kid from Pasadena going to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. You got Matt Corral from Southern California. He in Oxford, Mississippi. You got CJ Stroud. Yep. He going all the way to Columbus, Ohio. No, I want to keep my talent in this state. So that was I love what the AD did. He moved in silence. And Lincoln Riley can recruit. And so just even if he was because he can master that landscape in Southern California. Hell, he got 2 kids from Highland Springs, Virginia to go to Oklahoma, to Norman, Oklahoma. He got the Virginia Gatorade Player of the Year from Highland Springs, Virginia to come to Norman, Oklahoma. So that to me speaks volumes of how a massive recruiter Lincoln Riley could be. And now you think about he got the legacy at Oklahoma, and then now got a second chapter at the tender age of 38. Amazing.
Yeah. And I mean, who's more LA than a 38-year-old head coach that's an offensive minded and is going to score 45 points a game?
Correct.
Name me a more LA head coach than that's got the young person swag, that has the fan. Like, I mean, he fits it. I mean, he wears the little aviator. So, I mean, that's so Southern California. And on top of that, the AD for USC deserves so much credit. You mentioned the move into silence, but what he did is he did the impossible. It is similar to what LSU's AD did. He got a coach that no one thought was available. That takes talent, man. To get a coach that no one thought was even available to come in the dead of night with no one expecting it, with everyone thinking he was going to Baton Rouge, you're like, oh, plot twist, he's in Southern LA right now. My bad. I forgot to tell you guys that. And the reporters that got mad at him, they were like, he lied. It was like, y'all didn't ask the right questions. Y'all didn't have the right sources. If you would have asked him if he was going to USC, you might have got a different answer. But you asked him if he was going to LSU, and guess what? He wasn't.
Yeah. But and the USC, and like you said, and what made that good, because a lot of people, USC is kind of a job where a lot of people, where they don't get their number one guy that they want. You look at even like Pete Carroll. When Pete Carroll came there, he won't their number one choice. And a lot of those guys, Clay Helton, all those guys, they really want their first. That wasn't their, the one. It was kind of one of those hires where it's like their wish list got a little high, and then all of a sudden they kind of had to settle for those type of coaches. But now they hit a home run. So Zach, you did. So let's allude to you just said about LSU.
Right.
Another one that was low key shocking to me was Brian Kelly to LSU, and I think that broken out in the college football chat. I was like, is this real? So Zach, your thoughts on Brian Kelly going to LSU?
That beats me. Never thought I'd see it happen, but man, and for me, I don't know if it was always their first choice, but it looks, I mean, it's a good hire. He's the third winningest head coach in college football right now. I mean, one of those being Nick Saban. I mean, you can't fault anyone for not winning more than Nick Saban. That's the standard. But he's the winningest coach in Notre Dame history. He's won everywhere he's been. He turned Central Michigan into MAC champions. He turned Cincinnati into a top 5 team, multiple-time Big East champion. He's been to national championships. He's been to college football playoff appearances at Notre Dame. And now you get one of a guy who's recruiting at a very high level. Notre Dame had the number 4 class in the country when Brian Kelly left. Now he doesn't have to cut all the academic red tape to get into Notre Dame. You're telling me I can go to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and go to one of the top schools in the country? Man, the I guess the expectations are high, but the opportunities are limitless in that scenario. And also, how many 5-star athletes do you guys think is coming out of Indiana, especially South Bend, Indiana?
Exactly.
Not many. And now you go to a talent-rich state like LSU or Louisiana. You're right next door to the one of the top talent states in Texas. Now you got a pipeline to Alabama, a pipeline to Mississippi, a pipeline to Georgia, pipeline to Florida, which is already recruited to South Bend, and now you're going to put them in the heart of everything, man. I think it was a great hire. The only thing I would have to say is the way he decided to leave and the way he handled it was kind of, I mean, let me just say this. I don't think I've seen a coach handle it worse than Brian Kelly did. I mean, ghosting your assistants, messaging your players on Teamworks at like 11 p.m. saying we're going to have a meeting at 7 a.m. Meet with them for 11 minutes before you dip out. Your bag's already packed. You probably bags were already gone at that point. And you had assistant coaches reporting to the media that they were walking out of recruits' houses when they got the text that you left. So they're selling your vision, and you couldn't even give them like a heads up, like, hey, maybe y'all should take a few days off recruiting instead of letting this dude sit in the living room and the news break on the television in front of the family, making him look like a, you know what. And so the way he handled it was atrocious. And like we talked about, his team's still got a chance at the college football playoffs. So you're saying that y'all's national championship doesn't matter, y'all's playoff chances don't matter. I'm gonna dip out. And didn't even do anything. And don't tell me he couldn't have been done. Billy Napier accepted Florida even before Brian Kelly. He's splitting time like 75-25 between Florida and Louisiana Lafayette as they prepare for the Sun Belt Championship this weekend. So don't tell me it can't be done. But the way he handled it was atrocious. But LSU gets an A+ for this hire. Similar to USC, they hired somebody who, I mean, even more so than Lincoln Riley, that nobody thought was ever going to leave that school.
Yeah. Even on November the 22nd, when they asked about, the fairy godmother gave me $250 million.
It's crazy,
man. Like, listen, man, they offered him a 10-year, like $120 million contract, and also I got a text from my LSU source today. The buyout on that is like $85 million.
Jesus,
he's getting like $85 million if LSU tries to fire him early. It's like 75 or 80% of the entire contract he's got to get
my
paid.
God.
Even if he doesn't win, he won. He won.
Bro, just imagine if this don't work out, like, and then they still paying Ed Ogeron. Like, they gonna be paying like almost $100 million. And
they don't.
2 coaches that
look.
They don't care.
I couldn't find the agent.
Major boosters.
I couldn't find the agent's name. Right? And now I understand why I wrote this. Now I could not find his name. But do you know that they have the same agent?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
that's crazy. Because now when I watched, they was like, he really wanted. They said that he wanted the USC job, but he was waiting to see what was going to happen. So it sounded like to me it must have been something going on in Notre Dame, and he was like, "Man, I'm ready to go." You know what I mean? And so once Riley got the USC job, he was like, I know where I'm going. And he and like, you know what I mean? It didn't look back. Did not look back. You know what I mean? I was like, and then I found out the same agent. Somebody need to give the agent a high five myself, because like he seemed like y'all telling me that nobody really knew, and he kept whoever this agent is, and I think it's Kelly Masters. I think I found it, but I don't know. But they did their job.
Right.
They did their job.
And that's the crazy thing about all this, as far as like how both of these moves are kind of moves in silence. But yeah, Brian Kelly, The 11 a.m. because he was just like, look, I'm getting the first ticket out of South Bend and I'm heading down to Louisiana. Like, so that's why he had that 7 a.m. press conference. He wanted to get the hell out there. Going first.
He was probably still 1 minute late. He probably wanted to have a 10-minute meeting. He went 1 minute over time, giving them 11 minutes of his time.
Did they have a new coach, or did they get somebody to replace or anything?
So right before we went live, they just announced Marcus Freeman is the head coach. He was the D coordinator they hired from Cincinnati last year. Freeman's been the right-hand man for Luke Fickell's rebuild of Cincinnati. He's promoted from defensive coordinator to head coach. It'll be his first ever head coaching gig. But a lot of people didn't think it was going to happen. I just got off a live stream not long ago for a SWAC show, and they said they weren't going to hire him because he was a minority and everything like that, and they decided to promote him ASAP. So it's good on all fronts for Notre Dame. I think they nailed that hire.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and I think that's going to change my opinion as far as predictions going forward. But yeah, man, shout out to Brian Kelly. Now, I'll give you a stat. Remember Tony Pike from Cincinnati? Remember Tony Pike?
Yep.
Yeah, Tony Pike was that dude, yo. Yeah, I remember Tony Pike. Yeah, we talked about. And it's funny when I remember when Brian Kelly was at Cincinnati. Yo, they was balling. But yeah, but Brian Kelly, just a situation. Yeah, it's unfortunate the whole meeting thing. It's just so crazy, just how you feel for these guys, but then a part of you is like, it's got to be a better system in place for these type of situations, because college football really, it's not like the NFL where you have a certain period of like a grace period to do all the type of stuff. So you really almost kind of you got to do your own thing, because he couldn't necessarily stay per se, because due to the fact that we obviously early signing day is December the 15th, which is 2 weeks from now. So you look at those type, right? So because you think about, because most of these guys, that's key. And it's one of the things where I think something like this gonna have to do something in place. But even when you now think about going forward when it comes to the 12-team playoff, it's gonna be even worse, because this could be potentially a week that they'll play, as far as if it's in the playoffs. So it's just one of those things where it's just like you got to do what you got to do at this point until there's some type of plan in place, because it's college football is a dog-eat-dog world. Like, I mean, I'm sorry, but hey, this is a good lesson in life that you're only as faithful as your options. And
if his contract might not have been, I think if Brian Kelly's contract wasn't that gangster, he might not have been he might not have left that bad. It might have been 20 million or 35, but if you said 85 million, I would have been that ignorant also. Yeah, I know you would have, Chris. I don't care what you say.
You think I would have had a meet with them? Then it would have been a text message. I'd have been in Baton Rouge eating a po' boy sandwich at 7 o'clock in the morning. You think I'm gonna be in South Indiana telling these kids I'm gone? No, right. In an email. So you're right. You're right.
And Chris, you really gonna leave?
We all got a price.
Yes.
We all got a price. This America, this capitalism. This the land of milk and honey and po' boy sandwiches.
Well, that's what Joel Klatt for Fox Sports said today about Lincoln Riley and Brian Kelly. He said everybody's for sale. Everybody's got a number in their head that you are for sale for every job, no matter what you do. If you lay tile, you're for sale. If you're an electrician, you're for sale. If you're a college football coach, you're for sale. No matter what you do, you're for sale. And the only reason that you're going to be critical of someone is either one, you're not worth the money, and so you haven't got an offer yet that would pique your interest like a Lincoln Riley got, or two, you have a contractual obligation to your job that you can't leave regardless of what you're offered. He was like, other than that, everyone's taking the money. Everyone is for sale for some price, and you got that. And he said 120 million is way above asking price for most people.
Correct. Exactly.
That's life changing.
Right. That's
talk about generational wealth. Oh my God.
Big time. So Zach, so we got a bevy of conference championship games this week. So I know. So what are the conference championship games that you're looking forward to watching this week?
I mean, for me, I mean, the obvious one is the SEC championship, man. You got number 1 Georgia taking on number 3 Alabama. It's like the 3 o'clock game. So, man, it's a huge game this weekend, man. I mean, listen, you got Georgia's defense against Alabama's offense with Bryce Young, probably the
Mhm.
Heisman Trophy favorite right now. Georgia's only allowed 6 points a game this year, guys. I want to put that in perspective in today's age of college football with the high flying offenses they have not allowed over 17 points in the game.
Yep.
In the SEC, and they've had 4 top 10 opponents. They've never allowed over 17 points. They haven't had a game within 14 points. I mean, that doesn't even make any sense whatsoever. And then also you have an Alabama team who, guys, no one's talking about this. Are they beat up after a 4 overtime game against Auburn last week? Georgia beat Georgia Tech 45-0. Their starters didn't even play 2 quarters. And you just had a 4 overtime game where you had to fight with a 6-5 Auburn team with a backup quarterback with 1 foot to win. Where's Alabama's health at? Where's their focus at? And also, Alabama's O-line allowed 7 sacks against Auburn last week. That Georgia defensive line is a problem, man. The Kobe Dean, Jordan Davis, those boys are a problem. But the underrated game of the week, man, Oklahoma State versus Baylor. Number 5 versus number 9. They matched up in the first week of October. Oklahoma State won 24-14 in Stillwater. Both of these teams have improved week in and week out. The question mark, though, is Baylor quarterback Jerry Bohannon going to be healthy? Tore his hamstring against Kansas State 2 weeks ago. Their backup, Blake Shapen, has played well, but, man, can they get the win if Bohannon is not healthy, especially with Oklahoma State's defense, guys? Listen, here's how you can tell if people watch college football. Ask them if the Big 12 plays defense. If they say no, they haven't watched a college football game in 5 years. I guarantee it. If they say yes, they're real college football fans because the Big 12's got some real defenses. Oklahoma State ranks 3rd in the entire country in defense behind Georgia, and I believe it's Iowa. So they have one of the best defenses in the entire country against one of the top rushing teams. Baylor has a top 5 rushing offense in the country with Abram Smith and Treston Ebner at running back. So something has to give here, and I'm very excited to see this game play out in Arlington at 11 o'clock on Saturday.
I know that's gonna be interesting, and Zach, dude, I was so pissed that y'all didn't pull that one off. I was rooting for y'all so hard Saturday.
Listen, if there was one person who was more pissed than you, I promised it was me.
Oh, absolutely.
I turned my phone off. I went and laid in the bed, and I forgot what game was that. I think it was Oklahoma State on. Had it playing in the background. I just stared at the wall for like 3 hours, man. My entire life flashed before my eyes after that game.
That was tough. I knew for sure. I was like, oh, y'all gonna pull this off, and lo and behold, that damn Nick Saban.
I'm telling you, man. I mean, and for this weekend, man, I mean, I know some people only pay attention to like FBS football Power 5, but like the FCS playoffs for this weekend, there's a lot of good second round games going on too. They'll be on ESPN Plus, and then also ESPN2 at 3 o'clock. I don't know how they got screwed with that time slot. Atrocious time slot to go up against the SEC championship, but Deion Sanders, man, fighting for the SWAC title this weekend. Taking on Prairie View A&M. His son Shador just won Freshman of the Year in the SWAC. James Houston, their defensive end, just won Newcomer of the Year. Prairie View's had a great year. They have Louisville transfer Jawan Pass at quarterback. It's going to be a great matchup to watch. So if you got multiple screens, ESPN2 at 3 o'clock, Jackson State versus Prairie View is going to be a great game to watch as well.
Any conference championship games that you're looking forward to?
Definitely the Georgia and the Bama game. Like you said, offense versus defense. But I also put Oklahoma State versus Baylor. But mine is going to be Michigan versus Iowa State. Like you said, Iowa State got a good defense, right? I just won't Michigan just beat Ohio State. So I'm thinking they may feel like they're on cloud 9, or they done already won their conference championship just by beating Ohio State. You know what I mean? Yep. So I'm hoping that I'm really hoping that they focus and they know it's a bigger picture. But I got the strangest feeling that they may get their butt whooped. You know what I mean? They may get their butt whooped because we beat Ohio State.
Yep.
Yeah, it's definitely a trap game for me, especially because you got a tough
Right.
defensive matchup. And on top of that,
Right.
like you said, you could just be overlooking it. Too excited. You just come
Mm-hmm.
off one of those
Mm-hmm.
program changing wins. It's going to be interesting. And I mean, also, I mean, along with that, I believe it's tomorrow, Saturday night. It might be in the afternoon, but Cincinnati Houston's another game like that. It's
Yeah.
Cincinnati
It's at
overlooking
4.
Houston
Yeah.
because of the playoff rankings. Houston's no
Right.
scrub, a top 20 team. They got Clayton Tune at quarterback is a problem. That wide receiving core is a problem. Man, listen, I'm also a college football fan, diehard, so I'm like excited about the MAC championship.
Oh,
So
yeah.
probably a little bit weird that not a lot of people are going to be into that one. But yeah, man, there's a bunch of good games this weekend. I'm telling you.
It's all good. So to round it off, so it's now who's gonna make the college football playoff? I'm gonna start with starting at 4. So who's gonna be your 4th seed to make it that last spot, Zach?
I have Oklahoma State sliding into number 4. I think they
Okay.
beat Baylor for the second time this week. Man, that defense is playing so good. And for me, the running game with Jalen Warren, a Utah State transfer, has been unstoppable at times. And I think Spencer Sanders and Jalen Warren make enough plays on the offensive side of the ball for Oklahoma State to get a win this weekend and slide into that number 4 spot.
Yeah. Who you got, Maui? What you got?
Cincy. I got Cincy.
Cincy. Okay. Yeah, give me Cincy as well. Your 3rd seed. Who you got, Zach?
For me, I actually have Cincinnati sliding into number 3 here. I think they beat Houston this weekend. I think it'll be a tough matchup for them. I think it's a great game to test what they have before getting into the playoffs. But ultimately, I think that defense is going to make enough plays. Ahmad Sauce Gardner is a problem at the cornerback spot. They also got Kobe Bryant back there, who's a playmaker, who's also up for one of the top defensive back awards in the country. And then also, man, Desmond Ritter is the winningest quarterback in FBS football. I think he pulls it out his senior year, man, gets another conference championship, and they slide into the number 3 seed.
All right, who you got, Maui?
I'm gonna put Michigan.
Okay, Michigan. All right, don't kill me, guys, but this is what's gonna happen. I got Georgia, and for some odd reason, I can see the committee if Alabama wins, regardless of what happened. We all know how the committee is when it comes to Alabama.
Right.
Alabama can kill somebody in the middle of the street and they still be number 1 or whatever. Right. We know how it is Alabama, because we even was thinking to ourselves, if a 2-loss Alabama team makes the college football playoff, we need to throw chairs and throw stuff in unison. Like America needs to just just riot in the streets if Alabama makes it with 2 losses. I got a strange feeling they're gonna win, so that's why I got them slotted where they are.
I think Georgia got to focus. I think they got the swag that Alabama had, just like what Clemson used to have. So I think Georgia may have their number. So you know what I watched today, the guy said it seems like Georgia has been building themselves to beat Alabama, I guess you could say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then that's why you got to look at them like if Alabama is the face, you know what I mean? So that's the expectation. So you will want to be like, no, we want to beat them. You know what I mean? So I hear you though. It's all good.
All right, so you're number 2, Zach.
I got Michigan here. I think I will be a tough test, but man, looking at that matchup, Iowa's offense is ranked 13th in the Big Ten. I don't think they're going to be able to score enough to beat Michigan. I think Michigan controls the game, running the football. Mm-hmm. So I got Michigan sliding in at number 2 here for the college football playoff. And Jim Harbaugh bet on himself this year, and he won big, man. It's like winning a big parlay, man. He might win it all this year. So you got to give Jim Harbaugh a lot of credit this season.
Who you got, Maui? You're number 2.
I'm going Bama.
Bama, okay.
I'm going Bama.
All right. You know what? Give me Michigan at number 2. I think they're going to pull off against Iowa, because I think that was kind of the domino. I think if I put it this way, I kind of had it slotted. If Michigan was to lose, I think that brings in the door for Oklahoma State and Notre Dame. So, it's one of those things where, and then I'm just interested if Oklahoma can beat Baylor twice. That's going to be kind of the interesting thing with that scenario. All right. So who is your number 1 team, Zach? Who you got?
They've been number one since week 1, man. It's Georgia. I mean, this team.
Okay.
Listen, I mean, everyone can say Bama historically this. Well, guess what? I promise you, I don't even think Nick Saban has seen a defense like Georgia's going to bring this weekend. The right tackle and center spot for Alabama, they've rotated 4 guys between the center and right tackle spot the past 2 weeks. They've given up 4 more sacks in the past 3 of the 4 games that they've played. Georgia's going to feast this weekend in the backfield. Bama has not been able to run the ball consistently. I think Georgia wins a close one, but I think their running game and their defensive line is too much for Alabama, and they're going to get the number 1 seed.
Okay. All right. What you got, Maui? Who is number 1?
I got Georgia Bulldogs. I got Georgia.
Okay. All right.
The game is Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm listening to Pastor Troy all day.
But yeah, my number 1's gonna be Alabama. I think they're gonna, in a weird way. I'm telling you, I think if they beat Georgia, they're gonna put them number 1.
Yeah.
And I'm going. Trust me, this gonna have the committee gonna roll. But if Alabama does lose, they do not deserve to be in there. And if they do, let's raise holy hell on Sunday afternoon.
Well, it's just like, you got to have Dookie and it's like you got to have Bama in there, man, because TV ratings and things. That's just being honest. You know what I mean? Remember we was on the road.
Yeah.
What I mean? So,
yeah,
they're gonna put them in there.
Yeah, but I think if they were to lose, I don't think they deserve to be there. I'm only gonna go based on the merit of them. If they could beat Georgia, that warrants them because to me, essentially, this game is a de facto playoff game for Alabama. You lose and you out because ain't no way you not. No, and I want to hear this. Well, they lost to Georgia in a neutral site game and all this. I'm like, I do not want to hear no excuses. You get the Alabama apologists. The politics and the red tape that comes with Alabama.
They exist.
Right.
They exist.
Yeah, it is.
And I mean, and if they lose, I mean, you can't tell me that. One, I know that there's going to be people, and I know them, and they're in the college football chat, and they know who they are. We'll say a 2-loss Alabama is still better than undefeated Cincinnati. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're not. I'm telling you, Cincinnati would have beat Auburn last weekend by 20, and they struggled with that. Exactly. They could not run the football. They almost let a 1-foot quarterback beat them. That would not have happened to Michigan. Cincinnati, a 2-loss Alabama is not a top 4 team in college football. And I will argue that to the death with anybody who wants that smoke. Yep.
And that's why we say, hey, if it's gonna be, it can get a little ugly if they make it. But yeah, man, appreciate you, Zach, for coming on. Appreciate you for coming on.
Man.
And social media, where can they find you on social media? Upcoming projects. Let them know what's going on.
Yeah, man. I mean, you could just type in Zach McKinnell to find me. But for the Blue Bloods, it's at _Blue Bloods on pretty much everything, man. So you can find us right there. You can find us on YouTube. Just type in the Blue Bloods or go to youtube.com /the Blue Bloods on YouTube. And man, you can subscribe to us, and we post almost daily content, and we drop multiple episodes a day. If you need coaching stories, you need game previews, game recaps, breaking news, man, we got it all for y'all. So if you're a college football fan, make sure to tune in.
Yeah, right. Man, and if them guys from the SWAT keep on trying to test you, hey, let them know.
Nah, man.
Right.
No, I went to Huntsville for the Jackson State Alabama A&M game, man. It was a blast. It was fun, and listen, it's a great conference. I can't wait to see what the evolution of the conference with Deion Sanders, and the Southern has a big hire ahead of it, man. Southern's a blue blood of the SWAC, man, of the HBCUs, and I'm interested to see who they hire. I know right now Eric Dooley's on the top of the list, and also Grambling has a head coach opening too that nobody's talking about. Where does Grambling go? They got to get back. I mean, they've been dumpster fire for the past few seasons since they lost Devontae Kincaid back in the day, man. So lots of big news in the SWAC, and also if you like SWAC content, we got that too, man. We got FCS, SWAC, FBS, Power 5, Group of 5. You get it all, man, on our channel.
Yeah, man. And if you come from my boy from South Alabama, hey,
appreciate it.
Answer to me.
Appreciate it.
All right, appreciate you, Zach. We'll holler at you. We'll get with you.
All right, Zach.
All right, appreciate you. All right. All right. Yeah. Definitely appreciate our guy Zach. Yeah.
His stuff, man.
Oh
Zach
yeah.
different.
Oh
Zach on a
yeah.
whole nother level, man.
Oh yeah.
Whole nother level, boy.
Oh,
You
big
know what I
facts.
mean?
Big facts. That's why we always have our previews, our Power Five previews,
Yeah, he different.
Power Five reviews. Oh yeah, and like he covers swag and all that. Cause I remember you was telling me a time where they were like going hard on him. And I was like, bro, like, come on, man, leave my boy from South Alabama alone.
You know his stuff, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He legit,
Chris,
bro. Yeah.
if they fire him, they got to pay him $85 million.
Bro.
Because I watched something said that he wanted the USC job. You know that?
Yeah.
I bet his agent said, "No, just no, take this job right here. I'm gonna go. I don't want to take that job." Well, you might want to because this is what they gonna give you. But that ain't that bad. That ain't that bad.
Yeah, I take it.
Man,
I'm
divorcing my wife. Before I even signed the contract, I'm like, baby, I'm not coming home. I already sent the papers.
Like I said, straight up, if I be in Baton Rouge, first thing in the morning.
I be eating.
I
be hit Zion up. Hey, what you eating? I know you eating something.
Nah, you ain't trying to be like Zion, dude. Like, yo, bro. When he was at the USC and UCLA game, I was like, bro. I thought he played for USC. I thought he was like the left tackle for USC. I was like, dog, what is going on? About? Zion was at the USC UCLA game maybe about a couple of weeks ago. This is probably before the holiday. And I'm like, he was walking on the sidelines. I'm like, bro, why does Zion look like he play offensive line for USC?
Oh yeah.
I'm like, bro. I was like, yo.
Crazy.
And it's crazy because his weight even got worse than, like when we talked about remember the clip when Shaq and Barkley said if they had a baby together, that'd be Zion. He got even bigger. Like, bro, I was like, yo, this dude look like he played like left tackle for USC. But yeah, man. But
what is he doing?
I don't know. I think probably with that leg injury, probably can't put can't move per se. And then you have them leg injuries. Sometimes you gonna gain some weight because you really can't. You think about it, you really can't do much like cardio and all that type of stuff because with that injury. But I'm assuming he more than likely gonna somebody gonna have to get him straight. Hopefully the Pelicans got a good nutritional they got a good nutritional staff that can take care of him for that. Because that's what we'd be thinking. Like that's what the team's responsible for doing is to have some type of you got strength conditioning coaches, you got people, and that's also an extension of it too, is having like a team chef and all this type of stuff. Like,
he need to go vegan.
Yeah. He eating at the facility. Like, so to me, if he practicing and doing everything around the team, then they should have some type of individual type of, meals for him. Like we look at football players. Like, most teams have a, have someone that does like meal plans for them and this, that, and the third. So I don't know, but shoot, he'll get back in shape. If he get back, get them knees going, all that stuff, and he get to running and do all this type of stuff, he'll lose that weight real quick. He'll be like James Harden when that last game he played in Houston, and how he got super slim like in 2 weeks when he went to Brooklyn. That's what's gonna happen. Watch, but it is what it is. So we got some week 13 NFL picks to do. All right, so starting off on Thursday night, tomorrow night, we got the Dallas Cowboys the Arlington football team at the New Orleans Saints. Who you got?
I'm going Saints.
All right. Ditto. You know me.
Yeah, because to me,
make the race even tighter.
Let me explain something to you.
Yeah.
When the Washington football team is winning, do you not understand how happy these black people is around here? Like it's people that I worked with for 3 years, been gritting on me and mean mugging me for years. They got their Washington football team hat on. They so damn
Hey
supportive. I'm
man,
like,
hey,
you know,
it's
the
like that.
economy's good.
It's like that. That's what we need these days. Yeah. We got Sunday's games. We got Tom Brady going to the Benz playing the Falcons. Who you got?
Bucks. Is AB
Yeah.
coming back yet?
I think he might be back. I think he's gonna be questionable. Yeah. We got Arizona at Chicago. Who you got?
Is Murray back?
I, well, your boy Ryan Gosling, aka aka what's his name? Cliff Kingsbury. He always been having him as a kind of game time decision. So
Okay. I'm still gonna go with the Bucks. I mean with
see,
the Cardinals.
Arizona. Yeah, me too. Because even with Colt McCoy, I think he could beat the Bears. Yeah. All right. We got the LA Chargers coming
Mm.
east to play the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals.
We need the Chargers. We need the Chargers to win that. Let's go.
It's weird. The Chargers are like back and forth, back and forth. They win one game, they lose one game.
Right.
Obviously, the Sunday night game, and then they, tanked in Denver. But welcome to the jungle. Give me the Cincinnati Bengals.
I think the Bengals is the same way. I think they beat certain people and dominate, and then they lose these games. You're like, where
Yeah,
did that come from?
yeah, yeah. And I think for some reason I can't see the Chargers going to Cincinnati. It was a weird thing, but that's how Cincinnati. I mean, that's Cincinnati, but that's how the Chargers are though. They like so
Hmm.
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Like one
Right.
week they look good. Like I remember, like even think about it now. They had a situation with Minnesota a few weeks ago. They lost. Then they
Hmm.
ended up having a good win. I think I forgot who they played.
Us.
Yeah, Sunday Night Football. And
Hmm.
then even though they almost lost that game,
They should have
like
lost that game. If it
they
wasn't for
should
Ben. He
have.
should have time.
That yeah,
Time he didn't.
that was a game that if you would have went to the bathroom, got a snack, put something in the microwave for 45 seconds, you'd be like, how is Pittsburgh back in this game? Because that's what
Hmm.
happened. I was like,
Hmm.
yo, that game should have been over. And I'm like, it's a close game. Like, how did this happen? And it happened really quick. But so that you look at that, and then they, obviously lost to Denver last week.
Hmm.
So yeah, I got a strange feeling they're gonna lose again. Yeah, give me the Cincinnati Bengals. We got Minnesota at Detroit. Who you
I think
got?
it's gonna be. I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Detroit. I think they running back is hurt.
Oh, Swift, yeah, little DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, and then like, and
Yeah,
the Vikings, man, like it's like they just can't get over that hump. They keep losing like close games. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
I think
I
this is gonna be Detroit first win.
I hope so too, because Minnesota could be a situation that's in my way. But even though I picked Detroit I probably picked Detroit like 3 or 4 times this year, and
Hmm.
they should have. Even on Thanksgiving, they had a shot, but obviously
Hmm.
no. 2 time out with Matt Campbell didn't pull it off. So
Right.
I think Minnesota pulled this one off. We got Indianapolis at Houston.
Uh, I'm gonna go Houston because I think last time I picked the other team,
Mhm.
and I didn't think Houston wasn't gonna be nothing, so I'm gonna pick Houston.
Yeah, give me the Colts. I think the Colts kind of. I think I definitely after that another. That's the thing with the Colts, man. They just had these so many heartbreaking losses. Even last week, how they lost to Tampa Bay, and I'm like, they
Hmm.
got to get themselves together. We got the New York Giants at the Miami Dolphins.
Uh, you know what? I go to this barbershop in Hopewell,
Mhm.
the Supreme, and it's like my barber. He's a Ravens fan. Um, Jay is a watch the football team, and this other guy I don't even know his name,
Mhm.
but he is a Dolphin fan. And one thing that changed because the Ravens has been at the top all year is that the Washington football guy was being able to talk trash, and the Dolphins
Mhm.
guy talk trash, and it's because they had a really really good November's. It's looking a little different, so I'm gonna go with the Dolphins.
Yeah, give me the Dolphins as well. Fins up. Who wants to root for the Giants?
Bars.
Right. Yeah. Hey, a favor for a favor. But we got Philadelphia at the New York Jets. Who you got?
Shit. I'm gonna go with Philadelphia.
Okay. Give me the New York Football Jets.
Philly should have won last game. They just fumbled. That young man, the dude fumbled. They was gonna win that game.
Good. Good. And yeah, give Philly a loss before their bye week. Before they play us after they bye week. So give me the New York Football Jets, Zach Wilson. I want you to ball out like you did against Houston last week. Well, he did somewhat. Yeah, Jacksonville at the LA Rams.
Ooh. I would have hated to be Jacksonville.
Right.
I'm not playing. I think they're gonna try to tear them apart. I would hate to be them. I'm picking the Rams.
Yeah, I think the Rams are gonna take care of business. All right, we got the Washington football team heading west to Las Vegas to play the Raiders. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with the Raiders.
Okay. And true to my fashion, what I've done for the last 4 weeks, just win, baby. Okay. Reverse psychology. All right.
Who'd you pick?
The Raiders. Yep. All right. Yeah. What? I've been doing this for the last 4 weeks. You already know how this go. Yep.
I know.
Reverse psychology. We got the boys from the Avenue coming to Pittsburgh.
My boy TJ is out with COVID.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, your boy.
I'm so crushed.
And what's up with your boy and Joe Burrow? Like, dude, just let the dude just fall down to the ground. Like, why you just keep on like trying to mess with Joe Burrow, little Macaulay Culkin, bro? Come on, TJ, chill out with that. So
I'm picking. I think we still can beat them. You know what I'm saying? So
division.
I'm picking. Like actually, we need this win, so I'm picking the Steelers.
Yeah, it's a must win.
Yeah,
I'm another one. Yeah, because we got So give me the boys from the Avenue.
So I got something cooking. I got something cooking for us about that. You hear me? I got something cooking for us about that.
Okay. On the Avenue.
On the Avenue, right.
Yeah. we got San Francisco at Seattle. Who you got?
Oh, I'm going Seattle, man. Seattle, man. Daryl Taylor got his 5th sack against your boy.
Yeah, telling Heineke, I seen that. Yeah. Yep.
Hopewell was thick up there too. Little do you know.
Hey. But hey, all y'all, Hopewell, Tucker, all of them, and in Richmond, Dwayne from Richmond, Dwayne Brown from Richmond. So all y'all. But hey, I feel sorry for y'all. Hope y'all had a nice ride home on Tuesday morning. Give me Seattle for various reasons, for standings reasons. I want to climb out of that 7th spot. That 7th spot. I want to go to Green. We don't want to go to Green Bay. Let's go to either. Let's go to either. I want to go back to Tampa. I want Tom again. I want to move up. I want to play Tom. We want Tom again. So give me Seattle. Then we got the Sunday night game. We got Denver at Kansas City. Who you got?
Denver.
Got Denver. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the Kansas City Chiefs. That another team that's rolling. And then we got a Monday night affair. We got The New England Patriots taking their talents to Western New York to play the Buffalo Bills. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with the Bills.
Okay.
I've been critical all season, but I want them to win. You know what I mean. I want them to win, so hopefully they step up.
Yeah. This is a must win for Buffalo. I
Yep.
think this is a game where they have to, because if not, I mean that's another one where you're losing footing in the AFC East, and you know the road to the AFC East is gonna be through New England, and I think they're gonna play them again in the next couple of weeks. So take care of business at home because you're gonna have another tough game with them coming soon. And so yep, there's our week 13 picks, the first picks for the month of December as the calendar turns December in the NFL. We only got about 5 more weeks left. Really excited about that and how the playoff stretch is coming along at this point. And I mean, hey,
every time your team win, man. I mean, all you need is like a glass of all you need a glass of Merlot, a Pinot Noir, and having it like Raiders.
Yeah, Raiders. Hey,
like
always.
you had what are you like, second in your division?
Yeah, we're second place. Yeah, so then we got the 7th. If the playoffs ended, if the playoffs started today, the regular season ended today, we would be in the playoffs. Yeah.
So my thing is this: do you think these Cowboys are about to fumble their situation?
Yeah, potentially. We're gonna find out, and not so fast, my friend. Don't put that. Don't give my 2021 NFC East championship to a third world country. I want mine. No, I'm not talking about you. No, I'm just saying. Yeah, I mean, we don't know. We got 2 cracks at it, and we only down. We only out of the we're only 2 games out of first place. We played them twice.
I just don't want I hate to say like I want my team to make it, but I don't know. It's like I don't know. It's just something about them, man. Like Ben is not the same, and Watt got paid, and we need him, and it's just he's hurt, he's sick. You know what I mean? Which is not a problem. Just you know who our best player is?
Yeah,
Bosman was the field goal kicker.
Oh yeah.
He is 50. He's doing 54, 56 yarders. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got a field goal kicker. A field goal kicker got a bad hammy. Yeah, Right. All right, yeah. So let's put a bow on this week's Couch Coach Live. Who getting this week's game ball for you?
Oh man, you already know. Giving it to Daryl Taylor. Darrell Taylor, as the announcer was saying.
Yeah, right.
Getting this.
Lacey was getting everything. He was messing everything up. He even said the Redskins. I was like, ooh. Ooh, a little controversial talk at the duck, huh? This is a little uncensored content that you're giving us late at night. Okay.
Hey, you sitting there drinking them eggnogs, them spiced up eggnogs.
I was like,
Darrell Taylor. Woo!
He said all kinds, because he said Tyler Heineke. I was like, his name is Taylor Heineke.
Wow.
Taylor, wow. Not Tyler.
Oh, it was Fitzpatrick.
Right. It is Taylor freaking Heineke. Steve Lacey. I mean, right.
But he's so stupid. Anyway, man. So I'm giving it to him getting his 5th sack. He was on the roll until he got hurt in Pittsburgh, and then I'm guessing because they said his name so much in that game, they start double teaming him. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So he got his 5th sack, and then I'm giving it to the Hopewell residents that went up there on my Facebook. I put a video up, and you have they have the anchor talking, and you got all of the Hopewell people behind them. Like you know what I'm saying? We here for Dale Taylor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's go, Wolfer. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, Hopewell definitely was representing for him. You
Yeah,
know what I
man. You
mean?
got to. Yeah, you got to. Especially,
Right.
those type of situations where you get the hometown kid comes back and do his thing. Yeah, you gotta always come out
You,
here and
you,
represent.
his mom passed away, man, when he was like, what, 16, 17 from
Hmm.
breast cancer. So like everybody, it seemed like the city kind of like, kind of like just supported him in every way they can. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You know.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's definitely good. Everybody came out and showed out for
I mean, there's people I didn't think would come, like people he went to school with,
him.
white and black, that popped
Yep.
up there. And I know that he has he keeps a smile on his face, so he seemed like he's having fun. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, because he was really adamant when that when this guy ran that 2 point conversion back. He was all in his face.
Oh yeah, you just had to throw that out there, huh?
Oh yeah, dude, he was hype. I was like, all right, this game ain't over. But that was the most. Oh, I couldn't believe when he did that play. That's when I feel go kicker caught that hammy. And I'm like, dude, like, I mean, I shouldn't laugh at somebody having a hamstring injury, but how he ran it, how he fell, I was like, oh damn. I knew he was done when because he was chasing after the dude, and then his legs just gave out. You knew his hamstring was like, fuck. I was like, damn, he's done. He just dog. I was like, yo, that's wild. But yep. But I got a few game balls. First, I want to give a game ball to the University of Michigan football
Yeah.
team for beating
Yeah.
Ohio State. They haven't beat
Mhm.
that team in a decade.
Wow.
I loved it, and just that scene. The game was great. You see the visual, the snow, and it was
Mhm.
just it was just a really good game. I love the fact when Juwan Howard came up to Harbaugh and just pretty much say, hey, hype them up, say they said you couldn't beat Ohio State, and then it's like boom, just having that type of camaraderie within the schools and everything, and yeah, man, definitely great game for the
Mhm.
Michigan Wolverines, and it was something funny that game. That game kind of was one of those kind of situations where it's like you kind of felt like it was something different this year than the previous years. Like you
Mhm.
knew it was something different about this matchup, and hopefully it does propel them going forward. In the conference championship game against Iowa, but I do not think so, honestly. But yeah. And then I also have another game ball that I want to actually give out too. I really want to search to find this guy, whoever this guy is. It's a guy on a Monday Night Football broadcast. So we played Seattle. There was a guy named Gerald Everett who caught a touchdown from Russell Wilson. I said, damn, I was going to say Westbrook. So anyway, Gerald Everett, for some odd reason, some told him in his mind, hey, let me do a Lambeau leap at FedEx. There was a Barley bearded man with a number 52 jersey pushed Gerald Everett out of the stands. That young man gets a game ball. I even said that during the game. That man deserves a game ball. If anybody know who he is, tell him to email me. I want him on the Washington Football Guys podcast as soon as possible. He will always and forever will be a honorary Washington football guy for life. What he did there, you want that type of passion.
Yes,
If
you do.
He did what all of us should have done. You
Right.
don't let an idiot like that's like him, like Gerald Everett, have
Yeah.
immediated gall to do a FedEx leap and thought he was
Yeah.
gonna get away with it.
I know.
No, that won't gonna
Tripping.
happen, bro. So guess what?
What is wrong with him?
If y'all know
Goodness
that
gracious.
man, sit him out way. We
That's
got
what you
something
do, so he
for him.
could be on the show. That's right.
We got something for him. He always gonna he's a Washington football guy for life.
And Coach make a
Dinner's
hell of
on me.
a hell of a cheesecake. Hell of a cheesecake. Yes,
Dinner's
he do.
on
Yes,
me.
he do.
Forget a cheesecake.
He got you.
He's getting a 3-course meal. That play right there, that was the best play of the game.
Yes, it was. I got a
Yes,
question
establish a
though.
tone. Yeah,
I got a question though.
yeah.
What team did you pick again? Raiders or the Washington Football Team?
The Raiders. We all know. We all know why. It's no secret at this point. Like, it's no secret. It's no secret. That's what. Trust me. I'm a sports sociopath. So guess what? That's that, and I'm gonna stick with that. It's reverse psychology at its finest. Everyone knows that, and I will pick this team against this team up until February 13th. Okay, and I'm sticking to it. All right.
So I'm gonna buy you a Austin jersey. So when they play, you have to wear it.
Oh yeah. Oh, you talking about the dude? You talking about dude from Seattle?
No, I'm talking
Oh,
about you don't call it the name. You call them what is it? Austin. What do you call them? The Austin.
You talk about the team, the Arlington football team.
The Arlington football team. Yeah,
The
yeah,
Arlington
yeah.
football, because remember they're from Arlington, Texas. The Arlington
Excuse
football
me.
team.
I'm gonna buy you one of their jerseys to put
All
on
right.
because I'm sure you're gonna pick them to win. It's gonna be hard for you to do that, isn't it?
Well, guess what? No, I'm not gonna wear it. Guess what? There's a fire pit for that. That's a fire pit for that. That's no way I would ever agree to wear Arlington football. That will go against all credibility that I have created in this lifetime. I would I have a fire pit for that. I know it. Look, there might be a county ordinance to burn something in the county. I surrender. Okay.
So I seen you like
bail me out.
if I'm not
Bail me out.
mistaken, if I'm not mistaken, was you doing like a trying to talk about Russ come home? Are you trying to get Russ to
Oh yeah,
come?
we making a campaign for him to come home. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Russ
That's a
looking like
campaign.
Tiger Woods when he was getting pulled over for.
I mean, the thing is, he actually played all right. This week. Compared to the last two, ever since he's been back, this is probably the best game he's played since the finger injury. And I think honestly, the reason why he's played better because I think that's kind of what the timetable of him returning from the injury was theoretically 6 to 8 weeks. And I think we would have been like week 8 or week 9 coming off that surgery. At least I think he got hurt. I want to say because that was before for what's your birthday. Sierra, because I think he got hurt. Might have been right around that time because I remember they had like a Monday Night Football game, and I think he got hurt maybe a week or two before that. And that was like October the 25th, or right around that time, October 26th or whatever. So in theory, he should have been back probably this week, Monday, or like the following week. So I think that's kind of why he kind of played a little bit better because I think those last 2 games he played, he rushed to get back. He won 100%. He won 100%. So you kind of see what he did. But yeah, I think if he it'd be a cool thing for him to come here and then also and Taylor be the backup. So
okay.
I think so. I think that'd be a good situation for us if he was to get it. I mean, plus, and this depends on the price. If it's a good price to bring him here, why not? If they're not looking for, because his value is diminishing. So, if he can come here for the right price, let's do some business.
No, man. I just hope they learn from what we did, man. Because like even like when the Steelers played the last game, I was like, why do they still got Ben in the game?
Yeah. And plus, he only 33. So I'm like, people say, well, he's old at quarterback years, but I'm like, yeah, he's 33. He just turned 33 Monday. So I'm just like, he's got plenty of time to kind of get to ride the ship. Like he's gonna be fine. Like he's not like 40. Like he's not, in his late 30s. He's in his early 30s. He's good. Like,
How old is Cam?
31. But the difference between him and them, Russ really just started getting injured. Cam been injured all the time. Like Cam always had some type of nagging injuries, and like this probably the healthiest he's ever been probably in his pro career. coming off of not playing this year and only playing in the preseason and what have you. So this probably the healthiest he's been probably since he was at Auburn. So
Wow.
but I mean, Russ really rarely gets hurt. I mean, I put it this way, he gets injured, but he don't get hurt. Like he don't miss significant amount of time. So
Right.
I'll take him. If the price is right. Everything is worth a price. It just depends on what's the price tag. If the price tag is too rich. Like we talk about Deshaun Watson. They want 3 first-round picks and assets. Too rich for my blood. But other than that, I mean, it is what it is. If the price is right, let's go for it. But
Right.
I think Seattle's gonna probably play a little coy with it and probably want more, and then they're gonna have to settle with a deal that they're gonna be forced to they're gonna have a high bid price, but they're not gonna really get much off of that. They're gonna just try to draw hundreds of some B's, and I'm like, yeah, some will come, but not all,
Right.
But it is what it is.
You talking about Watson?
No, I'm talking about Russ.
Russ?
No,
I think Watson.
yeah.
They trying to seem like to me they trying to keep his value down or something. I don't know.
But they dumb. Like they should have, because they want too much, and it's like you can't ask for that, especially when a guy is facing charges like that. Ain't nobody gonna give you 3 first-round picks and multiple assets for a guy who wouldn't even know if he even gonna play football. Like until all this legal stuff go. But that's what Houston is trying to do. They trying to kind of do some type of bargaining on that fact. But I'm like, nobody gonna touch him. Like not for that price. Because you're gonna sacrifice some 3 first-round draft picks, and then who knows what kind of assets you have to give up. You're gonna have to give up some high-end assets. It ain't just we ain't talk about some second-string cornerback or second-string wide receiver. You're gonna have to give maybe multiple starters and multiple draft picks just to get one quarterback. And nobody's doing that now, considering the fact of his potential legal situation. No, until it's cleared up, then yeah, maybe we can discuss it. But that's just Houston just doing the bargaining. They're not going to get all that they're asking for. They're not. They just what they're doing. They just trying to have a price and see who's gonna jump, and ain't nobody jumping.
Right.
At
Why
this point,
why should they?
Right. Why would I? I'm not gonna be dumb. I'm gonna be smart about it. But so
Crazy.
let's see.
Let's see how everything play out. I mean, I hope he'll be all right. I hope everything come out. You know what I mean?
I think he'd be fine, but it's just more so it's the uncertainty of it. So you kind of you just want to just make sure that you dot your I's, you cross your T's. So you want to make sure that he good. We know he gonna be playing football, and we straight. I don't want you don't want something like that looming over a guy and not knowing his uncertainty of his future. So once that clear up, then you open for business. But yep. So social media, upcoming projects. What you got? Anything going on?
Shaw Morgan, Facebook, DT Morgan 78, Instagram. Saying just doing this every week, still working, man. But I got something brewing. I got something for us. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Christmas gift.
Okay. Word. Yeah.
I thought would be because I keep hearing it in my head, and I was like, man, let me do this. So let me make a phone call and see what happens.
Yeah. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram on the Couch Coach Live. Pretty much follow me there. That's have all the upcoming projects, anything that's going on there. We'll have it on our social media pages. Also, the Watch the Football Guys podcast every Friday, and also post game shows as well. We'll do those as well. I think we'll do one this Sunday, probably 8:00 Eastern Standard Time on Sunday, since we got a late game. And we got good stuff planned out next week, because next week will be Dallas week. So we'll have some lot of stuff going on that week. So yeah, man. So definitely once again another great show. Definitely want to appreciate Zach from the Blue Bloods for coming on tonight, and and talk about this coaching carousel that is college football. But yeah, man. Yeah.
All I'm telling y'all is go find their agent. They agent worked.
Yeah.
Both of them
Yeah.
got
Right.
great deals. And I mean, just talking about their occupation money, we talk about the incentives that came with it. God,
Exactly.
who is that agent? That's what I want to know.
That agent is a genius.
Right. That Rich Paul's cousin?
Shoot, I don't know how he and the beauty thing about all that was everything was done in silence.
In silence.
And it was in silence. And it's like you can't even be mad at dude. You can't even be mad at any of them for that. Yep.
Nobody
Facts.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So it's been this week's Couch Coach Live, man. We will catch you guys next week. And we out.
Well.
All right.
Well.